I really do have a problem. Like, these boats just keep showing up in my garage. I'm not sure how to stop it. Today's video, we're going to be testing an elite level or an advanced boat, the Vega, versus an intermediate level boat, the Vega Flex. And we're going to see which one is faster in flat water. Barry, what are we doing today?
We are going to test the Vega versus the Vega Flex in flat water. We're going to stay in zone 4. We're going to do these tests. So we're going to get up to speed, meaning we're going to give ourselves a minute to get our heart rate to exactly zone 4.0. So we'll have our Garmin watches. We'll be looking at that. That way, when we switch boats, we'll be on the same flat water protected area and testing the boats over a quarter mile, the exact same effort level using heart rate.
Yeah, and obviously we can't, I mean, we don't have a lab, so we're not testing in lab conditions, but setting that at that 4.0, zone 4.0 exactly, we know we can maintain that over and over and over again, and it should give us a good idea of the boat speed. So this is comparing the speed of an intermediate level versus an elite level or advanced, I guess, ski.
Yeah.
And just seeing, you know, is one faster than the other? And obviously that'll vary from...
I think in the flat water, the Vega...
That's what you think? That's your prediction?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Okay, let's hit it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I already know that the elite level boat is going to be faster than the intermediate level boat because the elite level boat is longer and it's narrower and it's just going to be faster because it's elite.
All right, so I paddle the Kai Wa'a Vega 99% of the time. So I'm now in the Flex right now, the Vega Flex. I would say my initial thought is it is so much easier to get into the Vega Flex balance wise. It is much more stable than the Vega, in my opinion. I could see how this boat would be a real advantage. The Flex would be a real advantage in the ocean in really messy conditions. With that said, I have paddled the Vega in extremely messy conditions, and after a couple of years of doing a lot of swimming, I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it and I'm enjoying it.
Now, this test was prompted by some comments on YouTube, and some of the comments were that in some cases the intermediate boat is going to be faster than the elite level boat, and we knew that was not going to be the case, so we thought we'd just try it out, and maybe what we did was actually prove that they were right. So check out the rest of the video. We'll see you at the end.
Hey, I think we're going to prove a point. I think that we're going to prove that the Vega, being a little bit longer and a little more narrow, should be a little faster in the flat water.
Using the protocol that Barry described earlier, we did multiple runs in each Surfski. We determined our average moving speed across all of those runs. And then once we figured out which Surfski would be faster, we did some fancy smancy calculations to project out how much faster we would be in that faster Surfski for us across typical race distances. So Barry in a 10K race would be actually faster in the Vega, about 1:18 faster. We both have the Carolina Cup Graveyard race coming up in a couple of weeks. And in that race, which is typically 12 to 13 miles, he would be between 2 minutes and 36 seconds and 2 minutes and 49 seconds faster in the Vega than he would be in the Flex, if he were to maintain the same average moving speed that he did during the test today. Now, if you want to get really crazy and project out results for, say, a 31-mile race like Chatterjack, Barry would actually be about 6 minutes and 43 seconds faster in the Vega than he would be in the Flex. I, on the other hand, here's the surprise for me, because I really thought I was going to be faster in the Vega than I would be in the Flex. I was actually a little bit faster in the Flex today. This could be because 90 to 95% of the time I paddle my Flex, and it's a boat that I'm really comfortable with. I really thought on flat water, though, I don't feel uncomfortable in the Vega at all on flat water, and I did expect to be faster in the Vega, but I was slightly faster on the Flex. So in a 6-mile race, I would be about 18 seconds faster in the Flex than I would be in the Vega, according to today's results. I would be at Carolina Cup Graveyard. Now, that's not a flat water race all the way around, so of course the results may vary, but if we're following the same model that we've been talking about, I would be 36 to 39 seconds faster. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're racing with someone and you come in 39 seconds ahead of them, that's a pretty good distance. And at the Chatterjack distance, I would be almost 2 minutes faster in the Flex than I would be in the Vega. I think the question that this test raises is, why in the world, if you could be almost as fast in a more stable craft, why in the world would you ever try to upgrade to a more elite or tippier Surfski?
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, so this is inspired by some comments on YouTube, on a couple of our videos, but in your mind, is it worth trying to move up to a more elite level ski?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I think I have more than one competitive bone in my body, and even though I only race a handful of times a year, it's fun to go fast.
Yeah.
I also want to challenge myself on the balance, and I would say that boat, the Vega, has allowed me to go faster. It still surfs really well. It's still, in my mind, very fast in the flat water, and it's forced me to improve my technique because of the instability. If I go too far back with my paddle, I will roll right out of that thing so fast. So it's forced me to improve my technique. So those are reasons why.
I found that too when I moved from my other boat to the Flex,
Right.
and then also when I started paddling the Vega, it's so much, it gives you a lot more feedback than
Right.
a wider, more stable boat.
Yes, the Vega rewards you when you get your technique dialed in. I mean,
It penalizes you when you don't.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So, and it'll put you in the water
Yeah.
if you don't paddle correctly.
Or at least if it doesn't put you in the water, you're having to stop and brake.
Yeah, and so,
Interrupt your stroke or interrupt your power.
you know, and what I say paddle correctly, in my mind, what that means is every single stroke, I'm engaging my leg, I'm engaging my foot on the foot plate, I'm rotating my hips in unison with my shoulder like a picture frame. All of those things. The one time I don't do that in the ocean, the boat gets real tippy. But it rewards you if you maintain that good foot pressure and leg pressure.
So,
Whereas you could get away with not doing those things. You could cheat on your stroke technique in a more stable boat.
there's a big camp out there. There's a bunch of people who would say, especially you mentioned the ocean, and then downwinding, like that you really should stay with a more stable boat rather than trying to
For
advance.
safety reasons, yeah. Because if you're going to be in the ocean downwinding, you need to be able to take care of yourself. Because honestly, it's good that we're together for safety, but so we could call somebody for help, but you're not really going to be able to save somebody else
when you're downwinding.
Yeah, it almost seems like sometimes when you're out there, sometimes, you know, I'm like, well, at least he can call and tell my wife what happened.
Right,
so
or where to look.
Where to look, yeah.
Because really, you need to be self-sufficient. So if you want to be in the ocean, you need to be self-sufficient. And if that means having a more stable boat, then that's what you need to do.
I think the takeaway here is that we shouldn't feel pressured to change watercraft or upgrade or even downgrade. We all paddle for different reasons. Some of us paddle to race, others just want to downwind, others paddle for fitness, or social aspect, to get out and enjoy nature, to find some serenity, or even to challenge ourselves. And many of us paddle for all of those reasons. I think the key is to find a boat that works for you and just enjoy the heck out of it. If you want to go to a tip your boat and challenge yourself, then do that. If you want to stay in a stable boat, or maybe even downgrade to a more stable boat, if that works for you, you got to embrace it. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts below and your experience, so leave us a comment. And until next time, we'll see you on the water.